So if you're a med spa and you own an expensive machine, so body contouring, lasers, skin tightening, and it's not generating enough profit, this video is going to stink. But it will save you over six figures in the next 12 months because there are three misconceptions your sales rep missold you when you signed the financing agreement. And it's costing you 3,000, 5,000 plus per device every single month in financing alone, in fees alone, never mind all of this unsold treatments that are essentially leaving money on the table. And in case you're wondering, this is the harsh reality of wasted revenue. After working with over 70 med spas in the US in the last 12 months alone, and we manage $50,000 for our med spa partners for patient acquisition, this is what we see all the time. Clinics acquire devices like CoolSculpting, Morpheus, M-Sculpt, financed at $100,000 plus. Some of this medical grade equipment can go for even $200K, okay? And within the first 6 to 8 months, these devices barely operate at 15% utilization rate, which is abysmal. Now, the revenue stagnates. It remains identical to pre-purchase levels, but now you have this big fat overhead that's kind of burdening your expenses, right? Your cash flow. And so the device itself functions perfectly. The results are great. So where is the problem? Well, number one lie is the inflated pricing expectations. This is what the device reps have told you. They said you can charge $1,500, $2K per treatment, that most clients require 3 to 4 treatments, and then you can basically generate 4 to 5K per package, which is easy sales, no brainer. But in reality, let's take Morpheus 8, for example. This is what's more realistic. In Newport Beach, $500 per sesh. In Phoenix, maybe $700 if you have a good client base. In the Midwest markets, that drops down to $400 per session and more. And if you take the consumables into consideration, you can see why that math is not really adding up. Because now you're charging 40% less than the figures that you were initially provided. And this discrepancy stems from the fact that you've been quoted premium markets, so Beverly Hills or Miami, whereas yours is probably unlikely very different. And your clients simply cannot afford those elite prices. So this is where it actually gets worse, because this part is kind of like your responsibility, because you invested in a high-ticket device and neglected to adapt your marketing approach, and it's not your fault. The misalignment here is in the marketing strategy. Your current database, your existing client base, was chances are it was created from Botox specials, from facials, from other kind of low ticket services, the perfect gateway drugs to get people into a med spa environment, and they're conditioned to expect low prices, quick treatments. Fair play. The disconnect happens here between your Botox buyers, let's just call them as such, versus the high ticket body contouring buyers. And again, use these terms interchangeably. It's not just body contouring, it's your Frax lasers, your CO2 lasers, your skin tightening devices as well. Same principle applies. These clients seek a quick fix. They're already educated. They understand what they're buying. Low commitment, easy bucks, immediate results. Whereas these ones, they desire transformation, which takes high investment, high spend, and it might require multiple months of repeated sessions, 10, 20 sessions, okay, depending on their goals. Now, you are training your clientele to expect champagne prices for beer services, and this cannot change overnight. Not to mention that people who come in for these kinds of services can convert at only 8% into these other ones, whereas the ones that have come specifically for body contouring, for skin tightening, for laser, they're the ones that can upsell in 47, 50%, maybe even higher into the full high ticket care plans. And so the pricing expectations are unrealistic. And if there's no marketing channel designed specifically for high ticket treatments, easy to fix, okay, now that you understand it. But even if you addressed both, a third critical problem remains, which is your team's sales capabilities. And so this is the sales skill gap. This is what you assumed. Your esthetician can explain the treatment, you educate them, build it, and they'll come. Results will speak for themselves. And it's not quite like that, because in reality, a Botox treatment is an easy sell because it's easy to understand, easy outcome, instant results. With CoolSculpting, with lasers, there's a bit of downtime with lasers, not with CoolSculpting, but there's definitely a wait time. There's commitment required. There's changes in their behavior, in their diet, in their nutrition, in their fitness. And so it takes weeks, commitment, delayed gratification, and a high degree of trust. So that's a hard yes. And that's why sales are involved. Now, this is what it looks like, transitioning from a typical consult where you essentially explain the treatment for 30 minutes, show the before and afters, answer their technical FAQ, What do you think? Let me think about it. Take your time. 80% close. That's kind of how it goes normally. Whereas with sales training, you first assess the client goals, recommend a prescriptive plan. You close assumptively, meaning you assume that they're going to buy. It's not, is this a yes or a no? It's more of a, do you want to buy today or tomorrow? Do you want to pay on cash or do you want to pay in credit? Okay. And the prescriptive plan essentially means that you're consulting these guys just like a doctor would consult you when you walk in with a headache. So it's not like a cookie cutter approach. It has to feel like it's tailored to the patient, because it is. Handle objections directly, expect objections. It's a good sign you handle them. No doesn't mean no. It just means not yet. And then you book that first session, you book the treatment, you take a deposit, 50% close rates and above. Now, obviously, the team was likely not trained to treat patients, to sell high ticket packages as well, which is normal. It's understandable. The skill gap is costing you significant revenue, which is to say that the same leads, the same device, but with a different conversation, the results are dramatically different. So how do you actually do all of that? Here's the 3 actionable part fix. The first one is resetting your pricing. Research your actual competitors, align yourself with the market, not just with the figures provided by the device rep. Create compelling packages. Understand that this is a front end and a back end 2-step process. Don't just have your a la carte pricing. And you will have to offer some sort of incentive discount for that initial treatment just to secure the first appointment, in full understanding that your backend is robust enough that you can sell these guys into a full treatment package plan. Build a separate patient pipeline. So do not try to upsell your Botox and your facial regulars into high ticket stuff without aligning the reason why they're in the Medspa in the first place with the outcomes that your devices are offering. This is a transformation, it's not transactional, and you do need to implement higher introductory offers to basically get that foot in the door traffic, so you can have people in your chair, so you can basically upsell them. And so since we're talking about upsell, you will train your team to close. Shift from education to structured sales consultations. Have a clear framework. So what I mean, assess the goals, recommend a plan, close assumptively, handle objections, and book that first session before they leave and take a deposit or take the payment up front. This is the effect. This is a compounded effect. 20% more competitive, aligns with market realities, 3 times better patients because you're attracting more of your ideal clients, and you 3x your close rates as well, which means more consultations converted. Combined results is 9 times more revenue. And this is what it looks like with an actual example where your utilization is going up from 12%, if that, to 60%. The device revenue goes up by 10x. The monthly payment stays the same, but you can see the net profit, how asymmetric this return generated is here. Same device, refined system, delivered an additional almost 22K per month in profit. And so as a conclusion, just understand that the device is not the problem, and chances are you do not need another device in case there's a rep trying to peddle another device. It works fine. The core issue is that the expectations that were missold, and the fact that this in turn led to a lack of an effective marketing funnel for these high value treatments, which is required. And also finally, your team basically not being equipped for sales training on the high ticket environment. So as a next step, watch some of the recommended videos that are linked at the end of this video. I have spent last month producing almost 20 hours of high ticket sales, consultation, coaching, blueprints, which is essentially the foundation of a 7-figure Medspa APOD system. It's what Medspas are using to generate affluent patients on demand and hit 100K per month plus regularly. And of course, if you require expert assistance with any of this, to build your funnels, to train your team, to make those devices genuinely profitable, you can book a call now, medspapatients.com, link in the bio below. And until next time, to your success and happy 2026.